Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first ever Sports Talk. We got the man of the hour right here, Coach McFarland.
How you doing?
Pretty good. About you? It's great to have you here and finally get to sit down and talk to you. It's great. So, just a couple questions to open up. Just tell us a little about yourself and where you came from. And
Last season I was the head coach at Forsyth. I've only been there for 1 year. In 2018-19 school year, I was the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach at Parkview High School. And then for the 10 seasons prior to that, I was the offensive coordinator, assistant head coach at Hillcrest High School, also in Springfield. And I spent some time as a junior varsity assistant at Hillcrest before that. I grew up in Springfield, married. My wife is a librarian. She's actually at Hillcrest still. We have 2 kids. Kyra is in 3rd grade, and Madden's in 1st grade. And we are all very, very excited to be Wolves, man.
We're excited. We're excited for you to be here. It's not like you're a local guy, and that's what we love and stuff. So, what made you fall in love with the sport of football? Where did it all begin for you?
Yeah, I guess it had to be as a young kid watching the NFL on TV. I'm left-handed, and I a few pounds ago was a quarterback, and I would always follow the left-handed quarterbacks in the NFL. So when I was a kid, that was Steve Young for the 49ers. Yep. and Mark Brunell for the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that kind of developed a love for the game for me, I guess. And just from there, it was something that has always been a part of my life. My dad was a college baseball player. He did not ever play football. And I played baseball as a kid, but as I grew older, I kind of took that football path all the way. So
football was just for you.
Yeah,
I get that. So, what made you attracted to Reed Singer? Where did this all come into play? Whenever you thought about here?
Your assistant principal, Mr. Moeller, he was one of my high school coaches.
Really?
Way back in the day. Yeah, I actually went to Hillcrest. Is where I started working. It was my hometown there. But I had that relationship with him. But from an outside perspective, looking in, when you're a football coach, you're aware when there's a job open, and outside looking in, when you see coaches like Coach Moeller and Coach Gosh step away from their coaching responsibilities, but they opt to stay in the district in a different role, it sends the message to you that hey, this is a place where a coach wants to go. Yes. It's a place where a coach wants to stay, and that was very attractive to me. I've also had some friends that are currently district employees or previous district employees that have had nothing but the absolute best to say about the district, and from a coaching perspective, we've got a great staff here. I'm excited about working with. We've got great facilities. We've got some good athletes, and it's got everything that I'm looking for. Man, it really is a dream scenario for me, and I'm really excited to get started.
Yeah, I've talked to a bunch of my friends and people that surround the school, and whenever you had that first meeting, I guess, during GSH a couple weeks ago, they had all the good things to say about you. They just loved you as a guy, and everybody I've talked to seems to love you, which is just great. But I've heard some things, too, about some offensive changes to the offense we have. Because, we've reached Springwise, we've had the same offense, I guess you can say, for a long time. But personally, myself, I've been craving change for offense. I'm sure everybody else. So I'm just curious to see what your kind of a game plan you have for that.
Well, when I was in high school, I ran a very similar offense to what Reed's has been running, and Coach Moeller was one of my coaches there. When I started coaching, we were still running a flexbone style offense. And in 2006, I went with the coaching staff at Hillcrest down to Dallas, and we learned the air raid offense from a guy named Tony Franklin. He was at Texas Tech with Mike Leach whenever all that got started, way back in the day. And so from then on, I've run a spread offense. The style of spread offense that I've run over the years has changed. My early on as a play caller at Hillcrest, I had some really, really, really talented receivers, and so we found some quarterbacks that could chuck the thing a long ways, and we threw it 55 times a game sometimes.
Let them go up and get it?
Yeah. And, as time has progressed, I've had some opportunities through some of my former players getting recruited to sit down with some college coaches, some Big 12 and SEC coaches, and get to talk some football with them, talk about the way that they coach things and how they call the plays, and learn a little bit more as I've grown as a coach about the run game out of the spread offense. And now, we spread the ball out. We still want to run it first. But we're pretty balanced with what we do. We're multiple on offense. We'll be in shotgun a lot.
Yes.
We'll be under center sometimes as well. We'll be moving guys all over the place with formations and motions, different personnel groupings. But the main thing that we're going to do is the spread option. And the last 3-4 years, I've learned a lot about RPOs. If you watch the NFL at all, you'll hear Chris Collinsworth say it about 30 times every time he's calling a game. But we try to the goal of the spread offense now. We're trying to spread everybody out and create matchups to where we can maximize the strengths of our players by putting a guy in space that can make a play in space and give him an opportunity to make that play. One of the hardest things to do in football, in my opinion, is to make an open field tackle. And when you're playing an offense that's closer set in together, there's not that many guys on defense that have to make that open field tackle. But when you're defending a spread offense, there's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8 guys put in a situation to make an open field tackle every game. And so that's one of the things that we'll try to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're just challenging technique at that point. You got a guy in the open field. You're just making him have to make that play. I mean, you got 6, 7 guys that potentially could and potentially not. I mean, that's big yardage right there. I mean, that's awesome. I'm excited just by that. And I've heard a couple things. Like you said, you had some talented guys you coached before. I've heard that you coached an NFL player, is what I've heard.
I coached receiver at Hillcrest. He was really highly recruited out of high school. He was drafted in the 2nd round by the Tennessee Titans, and I got to go see a couple games there. Got to see him play in college a little bit, and that was a great experience. I've had a couple other Division I players. Several guys played at Missouri State. Had a kid that played tight end for me at Hillcrest that played at Arkansas State. Had 4 or 5 quarterbacks playing college over the years, and definitely, like I said, I got to build some relationships and do some really cool stuff. In 2011 season at Hillcrest, because of the high-profile player that we had, we had some special opportunities. I got to coach a game that was live on ESPN, which was awesome. We played a game. So week 1 we played on ESPN, and week 2 we played at Razorback Stadium in front of about 25,000 people. So that was a pretty exciting year, and got to do some pretty cool stuff during those years.
I mean, just having that opportunity, I can't imagine as a coach just being able to have that talent and be able to see someone you've coached make it that far and be that successful. I mean, like I said, it's so rare for anybody to go to the NFL, but that's just awesome.
Yeah,
that really is. But I've also heard as well that in the weightlifting program, I've heard that there might be some changes and some tweaks to that.
Going to the places I had been before, there was a little bit less structure I was walking into. Here, what I'm excited about, Coach Anderson has done a really, really good job of developing a strength program that everybody can be proud of, and we're going to keep building off that program that he's built. They use a program called Strength Builder, a Team Builder.
Team Builder, yep.
In the weight room, we might change the program that we use. I use something called Rack Perform. It's same, a little bit different visually. I'm a fan of it, but one thing that's not going to change, we're going to get in there and bust it every single day.
Work.
And people be working hard, and every year we have a team theme on the football team. And this year our team theme, it's going to be a hashtag and all the social media stuff. It's win the day, and the message behind that is every single day is a competition, and every other team that we play, they have coaches too, they have weight rooms too. Everybody, we have got to go beat their effort every single day in the weight room. So that's going to be a major focus from that perspective.
I mean, that's probably the biggest thing is just going in every day. I love that hashtag. I was going to talk to you about that. You already brought it up. But I love that, just going in every day and working hard. I mean, that's what you need as a team, and just getting that team building and everything. So how are you melding with the coaching staff or the existing coaching staff?
Well, I got kind of a unique opportunity. I was offered the job a couple weeks back on a Tuesday, and I accepted, obviously. And then Coach Gosh called me back about an hour later and was like, "Hey, this Friday, Saturday, there's a coaching clinic in St. Louis, and would you like to go with the staff?" And so, absolutely, I wanted to go. And so we got to go spend a weekend together and kind of build that relationship. Spend some time just getting to know each other, and we spent some time talking about the things that they felt like were going really well at Reed's that we want to keep you doing, maybe some things that we could improve a little bit. So I'm really excited to work with these guys, and they're great guys, great coaches.
Yes,
and
we really do.
I'm looking forward to that. I mean, that's a huge deal. For coming as a new head coach, you've got an established staff full of guys that are dedicated to the program and clearly give the extra effort every day for the kids. It's a great thing. So a big added bonus for this job.
Yes, absolutely. And just before we send it off here, I mean, any last thoughts you want to say to the viewers? Anything else that we missed? I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
I just want to give you a little platform to talk.
You know, I've been hitting the hallways up. You know, one of the first things that I heard was we need some more players on this team, and I think it's one of the reasons that I got this job. It's something I've been able to do successfully. Other places I've been get more interest. So I would encourage everybody, you know, if you're on the fence, come talk to Coach McFarland, and maybe I can persuade you into playing. You know, some things will be the same, some things will be different. When I look back on my time as a high school student and a high school athlete, I have a lot of really fond memories of just being at practice and hanging with the team. And I think that's something that's unique to your high school experience. And I think that people that kind of narrow their focus into other lanes and ought to not participate, that's something they're really going to miss out on and regret later in life. So yeah, come out and play, man. It's for everybody. In the spread offense, we need lots of people out there.
We need athletes.
We need receivers. We need running backs, and we need everybody. So it's exciting. It's new. Come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank you for coming out. I really do appreciate it. I know you're busy recruiting guys and all that stuff, but thank you so much. And thank you guys for coming out to the first ever Sports Talk.
Go Wolves!